Hi friends, and welcome to the most exciting episode of Let's Play Mythic Battles thus far. Our new friend Uros, also known as TomTom and Discord, has scripted in some amazing new features into our tabletop simulator module. So let's tune into this informative in-game recording as Uros runs through all the new features that he has added into the module, such as auto dice management, auto dicing, automatic wound calculation, and tons of new drafting features such as full support for all drafting types, full, restricted, you name it, it's there. Support for pre-built armies, you can edit them right in the game. During the draft you have access to stackable filtering by talent or attack range. And you absolutely have to see the Auto-unpacker. It works like magic and saves you tons of time. By the time you are done with this video, you will know that this module is the ultimate nexus for playing Mythic battles online, including Pantheon, Ragnarok, and the upcoming Egypt. So please enjoy. Here, looking at the fine work Uros has done on our tabletop simulator module, and I'm really impressed with what he's done. We can see he's cleaned up all the table situations and has organized all the stuff, and this really needed to be done because not only do we have to think about Ragnarok, which is coming, but even beyond that, Mythic Battles Egypt is after that. So clearly we're going to need to expand even beyond this point. But I'm really looking forward to see the additional scripting and features that Uros has done for us. Take it away, buddy.
Thanks for the introduction. So yeah, I'll do a quick walk through the most important changes, and then we can dive into each one of them. So the first one, you're recording your screen, so I'll do like the annotations. So the main table that we see here has been cleaned up, and I have moved all the drafting stuff. The top left table that I'm marking right now, and I removed the decorations and statues because
Yes, the
they
decorative
obscured a lot
statues,
of the
we'll figure those out later, but that was just for Flash.
And I've added small control cubes to the edges of the table, one for each player, and I'll be expanding on the functionalities of them. Right now, they just allow you to switch the player color. Assuming, like for example, what I usually play is 2 versus 2 game, but with one player controlling 2 armies. So it's very useful if you need to switch colors
Yes,
often.
let me quickly demonstrate the context menu. So when you're exploring the new module, you're going to want to hover over stuff and right click on stuff to find some new functions. So here we can see I'm red color now, but I can switch to green. And I switch to green, and now my corner is green, so physically I'm still in the same place. Now if I go over here, switch to red, now I'm rotated over to the other side. And that's my new home position when I hit the space bar. Carry on.
So in the future, I'll be adding more stuff to the context menus. Right now, we only have the camera controls. So now the most important changes are all in the drafting area.
Okay, so this is the
Yeah,
control
sorry
area,
about it.
folks. Right. Ah, yes, so that's more clear now. So, yeah, go proceed.
And then we have the Pantheon units, the Ragnarok units, and then the Conan units.
Right. So we have so they're divided up for now. Pantheon, Ragnarok, and we have some Conan module crossover stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of work to do. I see to get the Ragnarok stuff up to date. They just released a whole bunch of dashboards.
They did? That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. There's a whole bunch of dashboards all updated for Ragnarok. So lots to be done here.
Okay, so now, how do we control what's going on here? So if you zoom into, Mark, into this area,
Yes, I'm with you.
yeah. So first we have three. What do we call these things?
They call them
They have
counters, I think.
yeah, three counters, and they each have a value of 0 and 1. They enable and disable the content. So the first one is for the Pantheon content. Second one is Ragnarok, and the third one is Conan. If you put
Interesting.
one, If you put 1, the units will be drafted from those modules. If you put 0, they will be skipped. So the layout that you see right now, 100, means that units will be drafted only from Pantheon.
Yes.
If I put it like this, they will be drafted only from Ragnarok. And if you put
Yes.
all ones, everything will be drafted, and I can show you what happens.
Sure.
Will be a lot of stuff.
Uh-huh.
So, and then we have preset the amount of units that will be drafted for 2 players, 3 players, and 4 players.
Fine.
If we do this, the amount of units changes.
That's pretty slick, my friend.
Yeah, it's the same as it was. So this is the Titans, gods, monsters, heroes, and troops.
Sure.
So let's see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say we wanna draft everything. This is here. We have the full draft. We have the option of full draft, but sorted according to the recruitment points.
I believe you've
Let's-
covered. I believe you've covered all the favorite ways people like to draft. I mean, I've always been a fan of the limited draft, but you give the full menu here. This is great.
Yeah, I'm also a fan of the limited draft, but my experience is for the new players, they want to see everything that's in the game, right?
You know, that's true.
I
I did
also
too.
wanted to cover
When I was
that.
new, when I first started this game, I said, "Hey, I'd like to do a full draft," but and the guy I was playing with was like, all right."
Yeah. 1,000 units,
Yeah.
it takes time to go through all of them. But let's see all of them, right?
Sure.
Let's see the full draft. I'm going to click the first. Oh, sorry.
Sure.
The camera is a bit wonky here. So
Yep.
the first button that says full draft,
Wow.
and everything is here.
Nice.
It's divided in separate lines, right? So first Titans, gods, heroes, monsters, and troops.
So
Thanks.
excellent.
So that was the.
so there's the full draft. I'm going to go ahead and do a little experiment here. Let's try my favorite limited draft for 2 players. And there's all my favorite numbers for 2 players, and I do my limited draft, and I just click that. Bang. Yeah, this is what I'm familiar with.
And you have mixed content here, right?
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
Pantheon, Ragnarok, and Conan.
This is great.
And there's also one new thing, is the undraft button. That puts them back in respective boxes. So if you mess something up and you want to draft something else,
Let's
you
say-
can do undraft and then draft again.
Let's say I undraft. Now, within the game engine, I'll hold down the Alt key, and the Alt key will call up a zoomed flat image of what you're looking at.
Right, right. So let me undraft quickly, and
Sure.
I'll need to focus on the Pantheon units right now because none of the other units have stats, and the stats are required for a lot of the cool features that I
Sure.
added. So, and now let's see all of the Pantheon units.
Right.
I want to showcase the filters that I added here
Okay.
in this section. So if you're interested in units that fulfill any of the filter criteria, you can
example,
try it out.
Mighty
So you can
Throw.
click
Everyone's interested in Mighty Throw. So what happens when I click Mighty Throw?
try it out.
Oh. Oh, look at that.
And you can combine
so
filters.
I'm just filtering out units that don't have, but that they're still there. They're just filtered out.
They are just hidden.
So, oh, and there they are again. Very nice. Oh, very clever.
And you can combine, so for example, if you want to see the units that have guard and block and mighty throw, there are
Yeah, that's a
total
thin
of
list.
4 of them.
Here you go, players. We have a list of all the units that have Mighty Throw, Guard, and Block. There's only 3 of them in the whole Pantheon. Look at that. Pretty slick.
There's 4. There's one to your right. It's Campy
Oh,
as
there
well.
it is over there. Yes.
Probably
4.
don't see it.
There's 4
Yeah,
of them.
yeah.
Campy has that. How do you know?
And there's also you can also filter by range. For example, range up to 3,
Very nice.
and then attack 8 or more, and defense 7 or more.
Wow.
I'm clicking rapidly, so feel free to click as well if you want
You
to
know, our
grab
friend
it.
Califax is going to love this. It's going to help him analyze our demise much more easily.
Oh well, there you go.
Yeah.
Uh, so that's most of the unit selection stuff. And now there's something that I really like. These are the unpacking bags.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can call your attention to the top left corner,
Yep.
there's one bag for each player.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
I
let's
always
say
see them.
you are red. You are red. So let's say you're a beginner and I want to help you prep your army. I'm gonna select the Hermes unit kit and put
Okay.
it in your bag.
Oh,
And
I put it in
you
my
can
bag.
please unzoom so you can see the playing table right now.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Check
Let me.
out what happens.
Okay.
You
Go
ready?
ahead.
I'm dropping Hermes in your bag. See it
Wow.
unpacking the table.
Wow. That's like magic. Look at that.
So the cards are in the deck.
Uh-huh.
The kit is at the top. It's empty now. Everything is unpacked, so you can delete it if you want.
Let's try
But
that
don't.
again with the unit that has some tokens.
Feel free. Go ahead.
So let's say I've
You can put
drafted.
it in my bag. You can put it in green, yellow.
Let's focus on red for now, so I don't get overwhelmed here. Let's say I've drafted Hermes, and I'm going to draft Andromeda. She's got these chain tokens, right?
Oh yeah.
So let's put her down there, and I'll throw her in. What? Oh, let me change my view, and let's see what happens when Andromeda goes into the bag. Oh man, look at that. He's working his magic. He's got the cards. Oh, look at the tokens lined up nice and neat there, folks. That's crazy. Very nice.
Wait until you see the pre-made armies right here. One thing. So you can also select units for other players if you want to help them out, and you can also select multiple units at the same time. So
Oh
let's see. I'll
my,
just
sure,
do like a random selection of 4 gods. I'll put them in green bag.
sure. Wow, look at that.
They will be unpacked for the green player.
Wow, look at that.
His area.
It's like magic, folks. Look at that. Oh, the standees are
This
still
is
there.
something
Yeah,
that
the standees are kind of obsolete, but I'm glad you stacked them for
Yeah,
what time
so
they
I,
do.
I, I didn't want to delete them, but I don't see them used. So at some point we can probably just remove them
Yeah.
from the game.
Let's say we'll keep the standees until Ragnarok comes out, and then we'll do a bit more cleaning, because I don't think
Sure.
anyone plays with the standees anymore. If you play with the standees, let me know in the comments, but I kind of doubt it. So everyone likes the 3D models, and we're going to be scanning in more for Ragnarok, of course. And we'll be painting
Uh,
them too, so I hope you join us for painting the entirety of Ragnarok. Every model,
Absolutely.
we're going to hit them.
I love your videos now, and I can't wait to see them as you improve with
Oh,
your
thanks so much.
collabs.
Yeah, I'm improving my game. I'm trying to learn to speak the language of YouTube. It's subtle. It has a lot of moving parts. So, but I'm happy to grind through it, and that'll make for more enjoyable content.
One step at a time, right?
Mm-hmm. So,
Okay, so let me quickly undraft everything. I'll
yes.
click the undraft button at the drafting area
Wow, look at that.
because I want to show you the pre-made armies.
Awesome. Pre-made armies. Yes, let's take
Uh,
a look at
yeah.
pre-made armies.
So I'll do the full draft again,
Okay.
and I want to call your attention to the 2 notes here. You can see.
Okay. Got them.
So feel free to do this yourself. Right-click on any one of them
Right
and
click
select
on,
the
let's
color.
say, 18 point army number 2. I see draft for blue, draft for red. Sounds nice.
Pick any one of them.
Let's draft for red. I think I want to change my view a little bit here. Yeah, let's zoom out. Let's hit that again. Okay, drafting for red. Bang. Woo! Look at that.
There you go. Your army will be ready in like 10
Pre-made
seconds.
army ready to play.
I know
Yeah.
that you prepared like 20 or so pre-made armies for your conventions. So at some point we can add them here and make it simpler for beginners to also start their game.
Yeah, this is slick. Into
These
this?
are editable right now. If you do the right click, you will see the editable boxes at the bottom of the context menu. You can change the
Oh,
description.
genius. So,
For one-on-one plays, one player should pick the blue color, and the second player should pick either yellow or green. So you are at the opposite edge of the table, right?
sure.
So blue and red are on the bottom side, and yellow and green are on the
I'll
top side.
switch to yellow.
So yeah, let me unpack two gods for you. Yellow, right?
Yes.
They are coming. Uh, so there's two things. So the improved dice rolling. Okay, so there's two features. One is related to dice rolling, and one is related to what I call the unit preview.
Okay.
So let's go quickly through the dice rolling. So
Sure.
this is totally optional.
Yes.
I know that some players enjoy the satisfaction of like manually rolling dices and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I do too, but I do find that after like the 100th time of me having to do this,
Mm-hmm.
I would enjoy this being done a little bit more
You,
quickly.
I would classify the players that have a particular die roll into basically two groups. The players with low lag don't mind using the divine roller, and the players with some lag generally just want to use the R key and roll the dice straight up and down. So, like this, you know.
That makes sense. So what you can now do is so the blue and the red player
Okay.
have control over these dice, and the yellow and green over the other set of the dice.
Okay.
So try unselecting everything and pressing the 0 on your numpad
Okay, I've
block of your
unselected
keyboard.
and I'm with 0. Oh, very nice.
So what happened? Because you pressed the 0,
Mm-hmm.
10 dice were rolled for you. If you pressed 8, then it would be 8 dice. 8, right? So if you unselect now, oh sorry, you went a little bit too quickly there. So if you unselect
Mm-hmm.
and press 8, you will see
Very
two
nice.
dice being set on the side and 8 dice being rolled. So let
Oh,
me.
clever. I like that you force the unused dice to be blanks. That's slick. So you're going to make me very lazy, my friend. You're going to make me very lazy. So let's see. Unselect. I'm going to hit a 6. Oh, that's pretty cool. Unselect and
so
7. That's pretty cool.
so let
You,
me
you
let me show you
might have
what
put the
happens.
you might have put the divine roller out of a job, my friend.
So there's more stuff being done to the dice. So
Okay.
if you can move your camera to the other set of dice,
Sure.
I'll show you what happens, and I'll call out what I'm pressing.
Okay.
You can also see in the chat everything is logged. So let's say I want to attack one of your units.
Mm-hmm.
I have an attack stat of 10,
Cool.
so I want to
Tight.
roll 10 dice, right?
Wow. All right. Boom.
Here goes. So now I want to upgrade my dice into 5s, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pressing number 5. One die is upgraded. I'll press 5 again. Another one is upgraded. And you'll see it happen in real time, right? I'll,
Yes, but
I'll press 5 again.
I almost see what's happening. Try again with the 8 dice, 8 dice attack, and we want to try to build up a couple 5s out of an 8 dice attack.
Okay, I'll roll 8 dice.
Okay, so we got 8 dice. So
Okay, so
two dice are set aside as unused, and they're set to blank. And we've got 8 dice that have been rolled. Now we want to try to build up some
so
5s.
I'm going to press 5 now. What's going to happen is that this die, the 2,
Mm-hmm.
is going to upgrade the 4 into a 5.
Oh, because
So,
you've organized them by value, so
yep, yep.
they'll have a position according to value here.
So take a look what happens. I'll press 5 in 3, 2, 1. No.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
So
Now, can
if
you
I press
undo
5
that?
again,
Can you undo that so we can see what happened? Is there an undo for that one?
nope.
Okay.
We have the global undo in the game, but I
Yes.
wouldn't do this right now. But I'll do a couple of more rolls so you can see what happens again.
Sure.
So if I press 5 again,
Mm-hmm.
we have three trees, right?
Yeah.
So 2 of those 3 are going to be spent to upgrade one of those into 5. So take a
Yes.
look.
Because you've assigned their hierarchy essentially. So we managed to get 3 5s out of that 8 dice, which was pretty
Okay,
good. And
so this is the end of the phase 1. So now you can decide to roll phase 2. So the next value that you press, it can be either 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10.
hmm
Will decide the defense value that you are rolling against. So I'm going to press 8 now, which means that I'm rolling the second wave against defense 8, right?
yes,
Do this now and look what happens.
one
And
dice
now
attack
explain what happened.
against. Uh huh.
So the second wave was rolled with 3, 2, and 1. And we needed to spend the die with the value of 1
I see.
to upgrade this into the second wound, right? And the total result is 2 wounds. And you had a broadcast, I assume, that said like 8 dice attack against defense 8 resulted in 2 wounds.
Yes. So 8 dice attack against defense 8 resulted in 2 wounds with probability. Ooh, a probability percentage in there too. But that's pretty cool. Yes, I do.
Let me guide you for your first roll. Let me guide you what you need to do. So you
Sure.
first need to unselect everything,
Unselect everything.
and then press the number of dice that you want to roll.
Right. Okay. Let's unselect everything. Do the 8. Oops, wrong 8. Okay. Okay, this is good because we got some more 5s we want to build up here. So we're going to tap 5 once, and we ran out of steam because we don't have another 5 we can build up. So
So the next number you press needs to be the defense value of
the
the.
defense, but I'm
Yeah.
only trying to hit a defense of 7. Let's say 8. 8 is more interesting. So we've got the second assault coming in at a defense of 8. What can we do here? Ah, very nice. I see what it did there, and we did score the 2 wounds that were possible. Pretty cool. Impressive, my friend.
This is a small control area for 3 things. So one is the dice roller.
Mm-hmm.
So here, this is the unit kit unpacker that we've seen in action, and
Mm-hmm.
this is the unit previewer that we still didn't have a chance to see.
Yes.
So what you can do is you can opt into various different functionalities for the dice roller.
Nice.
0 means it's disabled, and if you go 1, 2, 3, or 4, you're opting into various dice roller functionalities. So there's a small description. So if you don't want your dice to be automatically rolled, you can select 1 as a value.
Mm-hmm.
Then now, if you unselect everything and press 0, your dice will only be selected for you. You
Ah,
don't have to chase them around the table and select some of them,
wow.
right?
Pretty
And
cool.
if you have a value of 2,
Mm-hmm.
you unselect everything and I'll press 0 again. So the dice will be selected, rolled, and put underneath the divine roller. So let's say I'm going to move them here. I'll move this dice over here and this dice over here, and I'll press 0 again.
Mm-hmm.
So all
Nice.
the dice are repositioned and selected for you, and
Sweet.
also rolled. But if you still want to use the dice roller, it's only a matter of a quick drag
Yes.
drop, right?
Sweet.
So it can be just a small helper. If you still want to use Divine Roller, you can use the value of 2 to collect your dice and bring them underneath the dice roller, so you don't have to chase
Excellent.
them around the table, right?
Sweet. Very nice.
And then a value of 3 is some kind of a middle ground, and a value of 4 is what you've seen before.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like the full dice roller experience.
That's pretty cool.
So let's say I forgot what the stats of your Hades are, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see them. So what I'm doing, I'm hovering
Mm-hmm.
over Hades, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
so so it's highlighted for me, and I'll press the num key 1.
Nice.
See what happens? The dashboard has been brought into my view, right? So I can
Nice.
expect
Was it a
his
copy?
stats.
Was it a copy or the actual board that
It's the actual board,
cool.
because I also want to see the current health, the Hades. So if I
Yes.
go here, I'll move the stat clip. Let's say, I don't know, 5 health.
Sure.
No, this is 3 health. And if I do this again, I'll hover over Hades and press num key 1. See, the actual health is being displayed.
Very
But
nice.
there's more. Yeah.
Okay.
And if I now press num key 1 again,
Mm-hmm.
the card is also being brought right next to the dashboard.
Nice.
Do you see? So
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 what's
I
that?
know that there's
What's the hotkey there?
num key 1.
Ah, nice.
So what this does is this shows you how many cards have been played so far. So if you press num key 1, I can see there's 1 card being played, and I can see that Hades has 4 cards.
Yeah.
So I know that you still have 3 unplayed Hades cards, either
Yes.
in your hand or in your.
There's another feature Califax is gonna like.
I have to meet Califax. I haven't played a game with him
Oh
so
yeah,
far.
I make fun of him. I call him the apex predator of our mythic battles. Of our mythic battles. He's pretty tough. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We've seen him go down once or twice because we play a lot of games, but yeah, he's a sharp cookie, my friend. Definitely improve your
Thanks for the
game.
warning. I'll keep that in mind. So yeah, that's the last of the new features, and for each one of those 3, you can disable it in the like the digit counter. That's the control
Wow,
section that you saw right now.
that is an
If you
impressive
don't want it, just
ensemble.
disable it.
That is an impressive ensemble of new features, buddy. Thanks so much, my friend. That was a great display of your ensemble of new features for our Mythic Battles module, which is definitely going to be upgraded as we go through the epochs of Ragnarok and then later on Egypt. So this is the place. This is the place where you get to play games with your friends that might be in other places of the world. So it's definitely a nice way to enjoy Mythic Battles if you're unable to get the physical game played. All right, thanks so much.
You're welcome, and
Yeah,
thanks for all the work that you did so far, Mark.
yeah, thanks again, Uros. We'll talk to you soon.